And now it's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome on a Monday morning. It's a little bit cloudy and overcast, but maybe we're going to get some rain. Who knows? Don Hamlet is here, and we're ready to talk about Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
How was your weekend?
It was awesome.
And your Father's Day?
It was great.
Yeah? Well, I would say ditto to that.
Yes.
For me.
That's right. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, you love the Kubota, that Absolute Kubota, too, because you hang out there when during the work week and sell those Kubota tractors, the hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, RTVs, all of it.
And we've got it right now, too. We've got some great deals going. There's always 0% financing available. You know, of course, we do carry Kubota. We have Exmark and Hustler lawnmowers. We have Land Pride implements. But within the Kubota family, you know, we're going to have zero turns. We're going to have big tractors, small horsepower tractors, RTVs, you know, all the different hay equipment pieces that you need. And right now, we've got it all in stock, ready to go.
Passed by your place Saturday night, Saturday evening, afternoon, late, and you look over there, and that lot's just filled with things that you've got there to show.
It's filled up. It needs to be sitting out on somebody's farm or their home, in their garage. It needs to be somewhere else besides our lot.
Well, you will be open today.
Absolutely.
This is a national holiday.
June 19th. Juneteenth, I think, as it's called.
The federal offices and probably state, no, the banks are closed, I think,
Yes.
and won't be mailed today like all of our holidays.
Yep.
But a lot of people are open, including Absolute Kubota.
Yes, we're open today. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon.
That is good to know, and we don't mention your website too often. Probably should. It's what you'd expect.
Sure.
AbsoluteKubota.com. That's all you got to know. AbsoluteKubota.com.
And Kubota is Kubota. I think a lot of Tennesseans want to call it K-A, but it's Kubota. So you know it's Kubota.
One thing about the internet, you got to spell it right.
You do. They won't give you any breaks whatsoever. You know, you have to get it right. You know, and we always talk about, you know, being able to come in and get things. If you use it enough, you're going to have to, you know, do a service on it. You're going to have to change your oil. You're going to have to sharpen your blades. Our parts department is always going to have all your maintenance items in stock. You know, they may not have a particular part that, you know, may break down or something in stock, but all of your maintenance items are going to be in stock. And if you're the person that does not want to do your own maintenance, you can call Clint, set up an appointment, come in, drop your equipment off, and they'll do your service for you and pay for it over the phone. And if you don't have a trailer, they can, you know, come get it, bring it back to you, whichever way works.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that.
We try hard to make it easy for you to get things done around there.
But services is so important, and I don't care how good a piece of equipment you have. I mean, there's just going to be something that, I mean, you've got to take care of. But there's going to be, you're going to hit a rock, or you're going to bust a tire. You're going to do something every once in a while that
That's right.
messes up your work day.
You know, you're going to do that. Things are going to break down from time to time, or it's just going to be the number of hours are going to roll around, and it's time to change your oil.
Yeah.
You know, and some people just don't have time. Not everybody's a Monday through Sunday farmer. Some people are trying to get out there in the afternoons when they get off work, or run out there on Saturday mornings and bush hog and stuff. So they need their equipment ready to go when they're off, and you know, our service department can help you get that done.
Well, you've got the big and the small. These the trimmers and blowers are not very large pieces of equipment, but they are important.
They're very important. And when you're cutting your grass, and then you get grass on your driveway and your patio, you need something to blow that off with. And then you have the grass, you know, grows taller around your trees and your fence lines. You need a grass trimmer to take care of that. And we sell Red Max products for that. And we've got all those set up and everything. Typically, our guys in our parts department, if you walk up to the parts counter, they'll sell you one of those. They'll put a little bit of fuel in it. They'll walk outside and they'll crank it up for you and show you how to use it and be ready to go.
And Clint Kelly, your service department man.
That is correct.
And Caleb Hieronymus
is in sales with me.
Sales with you.
And then Colin and Gunner are our parts guys. So those are probably going to be your first person you're going to talk to is Lauren. Nice, beautiful voice of a lady. When you call, you don't get answering machines. You don't get prompts or anything. You get a human being. You tell her if you need to talk to someone about service part or sales, and she'll get you to one of us.
Isn't that nice?
That's awesome. We love it that way. Yeah.
It really is.
It is.
I don't like to play on the telephone.
Well, nobody wants to sit there and listen, and it tells you to push 1 for this or 2 for that. This way, you got a nice young lady there.
Just push 0 and see what happens.
Hey, get a person. Everybody wants a human being to talk to.
Well, we're about out of time here, but we've had a lot of fun this morning. Don's a great guy to deal with. He has a sense of humor. Knows a lot about a lot of things. He really does. I found that out.
I do. I know a little bit about some stuff.
And he's the one that came up with the slogan, everything from weed eaters to hay balers.
We got him.
You got him.
Yes, sir.
Well, you will be there today till 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And we thank you so much for coming out, and we'll see you next time.
See you.
All right. Don Hamlin, again, it's Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon. Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, RTVs, Land Pride, Hustle, Landmark, Red Max trimmers and blowers. That's the story. Well, we're 10 minutes after the hour, and Kay Maynard has joined us. And Kay, good morning.
Good morning.
We are glad to have you with us today. Now, you are in the insurance business, and I know you advertise some with us, and I hear your State Farm commercial, so we'll give you a plug, but that's not the main reason for your being here.
That's correct.
So tell us why you are here.
Well, I'm here to talk about a community festival that I've been putting on for the past few years. It's called Lebanon Sunday Soul, and this is our 3rd year. So on June 25th, next Sunday, from 2 to 8 p.m. at 1712 West Main Street, we will be celebrating Lebanon Sunday Soul.
How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, I was looking for a way to say thank you and give back to Lebanon. In 2020, my young child became ill, and we spent about 6 months in the hospital. And throughout that time, I was able to return to a business that was still open, that was still thriving, and that was thanks to the support I received from the community here in Lebanon. So I just wanted to do something special for Lebanon, and my background is not just in insurance, it's also in the music business. So I wanted to put on a world-class concert festival for Lebanon, and that's what I came up with. How could I do something for the community? Mm-hmm. And that was the birth of Lebanon Sunday Soul.
All right, what about this coming Sunday?
This coming
Big,
Sunday.
Poster, a flyer there about it.
Well, Lebanon Sunday Soul, like I said, I originally started it, but when you put on a large festival, it costs money, and we cannot do that without sponsors. So in addition to myself, Adrian Kelly with A. Kelly Properties, Lynn Williams with Edward Jones here, the City of Lebanon, and my favorite, Carol Ann Griffin with Pinnacle Financial Partners, they all came together with me, and we partnered together to put this event on. So what I'll say is, if you like listening to Fantastic Fred on Saturday nights, if you like B.B. King, if you even know who B.B. King is, this festival is for you. If you like...
We all know who B.B. King is.
If you like food, if you like the fair, this festival is for you. If you have kids, this festival is for you. So if you love Lebanon, this is a place to come out. It's free. It's for the community. Just bring your lawn chair and your blanket. Come sit out and enjoy. We got the dynamic Nashville All-Star Band who's going to perform from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We have a family-friendly DJ who will be there the entire event. And we have a young lady out of Huntsville, Alabama, who goes by Gypsy Soul, who will be performing for us for a 30-minute set. So we just encourage you to come out, celebrate Lebanon, celebrate music, celebrate entertainment and art, and have a great time.
This next Sunday.
Where
is this going to be?
June 25th. You know, my office is located next to our favorite restaurant, Snow White. So that entire 5-acre property will be the site of the festival.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I can tell you're really enthusiastic about this. You say, bring it on.
Bring it on. It is rain or shine. We're going to have a big stage out there. The food trucks will be in the building. We have over 30 vendors who are going to be on site to make sure. So if you like to shop, come on out. If you like music, come on out. If you just want to be outside and enjoy the summer, just bring your lawn chair and your blanket.
I'm guessing that the folks at Snow White have been part of this.
Absolutely.
So they will be open, and you can have that as a total.
Well, no, Snow White is actually closed on Sunday, which is why we're able to have the whole property
Well, I
site.
stand corrected. Okay, I'm glad you brought that out. But you got the whole place there. Well, what you said, this is the third time.
This is the third time.
So did you do it there last year?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's always the fourth Sunday in June. So the dates will change, but the day will not. So it's always going to be held on the fourth Sunday in June.
So you've got two under your belt, so to speak. This will be the third one, and you're planning to continue this. And apparently you've had a good time the last 2 years.
Man, we've had a great time the last 2 years. Last year we had about 500 people. We're expecting that to possibly double this year. So we have adjusted the food trucks accordingly. So like Seafood Sacks will be there. Down in the Bayou will be there. Grill Works will be there. Chicken with Bones, which was a crowd favorite. Better Than Your Mama's. Hungry Spot Jamaica. Just Fish. Webb's Carnival Treats. Flavor Shaved Ice, Uncle Louis G's Gourmet Ice Truck, Natas, For the Love of Fruit Tea. We're gonna make sure we all eat good after church on Sunday.
You should see Preston when you started mentioning all of those. His face lit up. He also did when you mentioned B.B. King, by the way.
Well, the Nashville All-Star Band was the house band at B.B. King's, and unfortunately on December 25th at the Christmas bombing, when B.B. King's was damaged, they are no longer the B.B. King All-Star Band, so they perform under the moniker the Nashville All-Star Band. So we're just happy to have them here in Lebanon to hang out with us again.
All right. Well, all of this coming up this next Sunday, 2 to 8 p.m., the property around Snow White Drive-In on West Main. And it's all free.
All free.
But you
Completely
can-
free.
There's plenty to spend some money on.
Yes.
Food especially.
Food especially.
All right. Okay, thanks for being with us. We need to take a break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
All right, sounds so good. And let's check in with Commander Chuck and on-time traffic, see how it's good out there or not. And traffic brought to you by Absolute Kubota, where premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. Located at 1506 West Main Street in Lebanon. And you can call them at 615-449-6171. And here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's on the increase even more on 24 out to Antioch right now, coming in from Rutherford County on 24 westbound. Still some radar in certain parts of Rutherford and Coffee County this morning left over, we're assuming, from Bonnaroo. Traffic looks good right now through the Mount Juliet area on I-40 as you come past Belinda Parkway. Hey, it's time to call Crest Pest Control. They do way more than the average pest control company here in Middle Tennessee. Check out their website, crestpestcontrol.net. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
In order to be fair to all of our Real Country listeners, WANT WCR has some contest rules. One winner per household per 60 days. If someone in your household has won and their 60 days are not up, please give someone else a chance to win. Winners have 2 weeks to claim their prizes at our studios at 510 Trousdale Ferry Pike. All calls coming into the radio station may be recorded for playback on the air. Thanks for playing by the rules and for listening to Real Country.
Coleman and Company here on a Monday morning. I guess I might as well fess up this morning. We've been talking with Kay Maynard and her big event, Lebanon's Sunday Soul, coming up this Sunday we're talking about. But I did not have, Kay, I did not have your name written down in my book. And I was looking last week. It's Juneteenth. It's going to be a holiday. Nobody that's got the day off wants to come out and be my guest. And I thought, who am I going to get? And I thought, I have not had former Mayor Philip Craighead on since he left office, except when he came and talked about the whip cracking rodeo a time or two. And I wondered if he'd come. I called him, and I think, Philip, good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
I think you were at a ball game with a grandson or somebody.
It's got 5 grandkids, and so going this time of year, going to basketball and starting up football and baseball tournaments. Sometimes there are not enough parents, so the grandparents have to do the shuttling to get them to place. And but it's a joy just watching them. I get into the games.
Well, anyway, I called Philip and said, "Would you like to be my guest?" And he reluctantly said yes. And honestly, I guess that. We call her the rodeo queen. Tanya had told me about you, and I forgot to write it in. I'm getting old and probably make more mistakes than I should, but I didn't want Philip to make a trip out here and not to get to say hello or whatever. But you were in business when you became mayor, and I guess the family business survived while you were mayor, and you kind of back in the saddle again, right?
Yeah, we're my son and I, and my wife. We building houses and townhomes and the like that. And before, we were mainly building just single-family houses and a few townhomes, not much. But the market's turned a lot. But right now, we're getting ready to open up and start leasing some townhomes north of town, right before the old golf course. Right there on Tucker Trice. And so they're looking real good. We're getting a lot of compliments. They're kind of like our product over on Coes Ferry behind the church there.
So, well, to say the least, you're staying busy, and you just, kind of resumed the life you had prior to being mayor, I guess.
It's not as stressful. But it's more fun. I can take Darlene and I. We take a lot of vacations and travel quite a bit. My son is very capable taking care of things, and when I go away, he realizes that sometimes I'm kind of helpful.
How stressful was it being mayor of Lebanon?
That first year was, first 2 years was really stressful. When I became mayor, you got to remember in November almost, it's almost like somebody cut off the faucet for the flow of business and money coming in and all, and the bottom really dropped out in 2008. Mm-hmm. And I think the city was about $1.5 million, $2 million less in sales tax. We had to do a lot of re-looking at the budget that had just been approved in July, and it wasn't going to work, so we had to make a lot of hard decisions there. We did. We kept the city in the black even during that time, and all the way through my 8 years as mayor.
What would you consider maybe your biggest accomplishment, or maybe the thing you're proudest of? What you served? 8 years?
8 years.
Yeah. During those 8 years.
Well, there were a lot of things. If you were kind of different categories, one of them is on kind of an individual. I started up the certification for you for concrete, and when you get a letter from a parent who says that they just really didn't have hope for their child's future, and they got into that program and ended up turning their life around, mm-hmm. giving them a career and making good money, and you get a letter a year or two later from that mother saying thank you.
Yeah.
That was really special. That was. Plus, we got a lot of sidewalks done during those real tough times for the city. We started up a couple of sewer programs. We got some grants, and we started our own, putting in a few lines, water and sewer and all. But I think one of the big ones is our square.
Yeah.
When I was, before I was mayor, I went down one night and kind of driving around the square, and I counted 15 empty buildings on the square. Now I think there's 2 that are empty, but they're being remodeled. And the life on the square, you go down there now, it's totally different than it was 15 years ago.
That's for sure.
And looks really good. City continued to improve it, and businesses are coming in, and we got a major business center back at the heart of our city, downtown Lebanon.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very proud of that.
Are you have any plans to retire? Are you going to keep on doing what you're doing?
Why retire?
Well, maybe you feel like me. I'd rather burn out and rust out.
There you go. I like that comment. But I enjoy working. I enjoy meeting people, working with people. I've always enjoyed seeing what we accomplish through that work. One of the other, I guess, big things kind of is our response back in 2010 when we had the flood on the square. I mean, we were 3 feet underwater down there, and everybody was closed down. But the city and the volunteers and the people down there all came to each other's aid, and we got the square open back up pretty quickly, considering the damage. A lot of people took a while to get it all done, but because a lot of them went on and made changes to their floor systems and all, just so that they could clean out. If it ever happened again, they'd clean out faster and get back open, which was great. But, city came in, dropped in dumpsters everywhere. Hundreds of people came down and helped shop owners and all. It was a real sense of community there, and I'm proud of that.
Well, I appreciate you being out here to talk about that this morning. I wish we'd had a little bit more time, but I want to get back to Kay for just a minute. Kay Maynard has been with us, and if you missed her on the first half, Lebanon's Sunday Soul, free community fest, Sunday, June 25th, 2 to 8 p.m. And again, where is it going to be?
1712 West Main Street.
Which is basically the Snow White Drive-In.
Yes.
Well, tell us again about your music.
All right. Well, we're going to have the dynamic Nashville All-Star Band. They'll be performing from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We also have DJ Pat Marshall, who will play throughout the event. And Huntsville, Alabama's Gypsy Soul will perform from 3 to 3:30. It's a family-friendly event. We'll have some carnival games, archery, cornhole, lots of food vendors.
Did you say
and
cornhole?
some shopping. I did. I have a really nice Kay Maynard State Farm cornhole set, so it's time to break that out.
Okay. Well, you are the presenting sponsor, State Farm, Kay Maynard Insurance, and you've got the others that you might want to mention one more time.
Yeah. Once again, this event could not be possible without the assistance of Pinnacle Financial Partners, the City of Lebanon, Adrian Kelly, Realtor with AK Properties, and Lynn Williams, Financial Advisor with Edward Jones.
All right. And it all gets going at 2 o'clock, goes till 8, so that's 6 hours.
6 hours, rain or shine. Bring your lawn chair or a blanket. If you get there early, you can even set up a tent. So if you want to be covered and enjoy the band on stage, you're perfectly welcome to do that.
And again, this is the third annual one. You've done two before, and you're hoping maybe to double attendance this year as to what you had last year. But
Correct.
it evidently has been good enough that you keep on doing it. So, and as you expressed earlier, a way for you to give back because you had a rough time to go through. Some people helped you out.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, good to see you, and
It's good to be here.
appreciate having you. And in fact, I'll try to get me a copy of that and remind people of it maybe a time or two during the week.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, back to you, Philip. In our last minute here, you just enjoying yourself. One thing we didn't say. When you're mayor, you have to make decisions, and you don't please everybody all the time, and you have no doubt experienced that.
That's true, but I slept good every night, so I felt good with the information I had and decisions and what I was trying to do. One other thing, Kay, we appreciate you. Before you know it, it's kind of like Whip Cracking Rodeo we did. 10 years will all of a sudden happen, and that you've been involving and affecting people all these years. And rodeo's still going on, but we've turned it over. But we had 10 years and raised a lot of money to help local charities, and that's another great, proud thing. The only thing I'm really disappointed is that at the fair, I never could beat Coleman at cornhole. But my wife has started pickleballing, and we need more courts of pickleball around, and then maybe I can get her to beat up on Coleman for me.
Thank y'all both. Enjoyed this. Kay Maynard and former Mayor Philip Craighead. And that's part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And now let's check back in with Commander Chuck and on-time traffic. Find out how we're doing out there on the roadways. Traffic brought to you by Bates Ford, located at 1673 West Main Street. And they got the oil change special, up to 5 quarts of oil plus disposal for you, $39.95 plus tax. And you can give them a call at 444-8221. And here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. A little bit of volume and not too bad. 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area coming in from Rutherford County. We have seen a couple of minor accidents out here in the last few minutes. Charles E. Davis at Carroll Street was being cleared up. Traffic through Mount Julian, not bad, with the exception of some radar down I-40 around Belinda Parkway. And looking good at the moment, 65 southbound through Millersville. Hey, Nash Painting, they service all of Middle Tennessee. If you want your house painted by professionals, you'll call these guys first. NashPainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Badua Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Collier Engineering is a civil engineering design firm that can provide surveying for your home or property. A family-owned business in Nashville, Collier Engineering has multiple employees in Wilson County, including survey manager Dan Curry. He's a registered land surveyor and a certified floodplain surveyor. He would love the opportunity to assist with your surveying needs. Visit collierengineering.com. Call 931-510-2800. Mention this ad and get 10% off.
Looking for a warm day ahead, but not as hot as we saw over the weekend. Expecting a high reaching 80 or so this afternoon with plenty of humidity lingering in the air. Isolated thunderstorms remain possible on Monday and Tuesday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Now to look at your forecast, I'm number 1 Ned.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on Monday morning. Welcome to part 2. We welcome Billy Mullinax. He's the general manager for Mount Juliet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and here to talk about all that's going on there at 600 Pleasant Grove Road in Mount Juliet. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Oh, good to see you. How was your weekend?
It was good, and how was yours?
Oh, it was wonderful. Father's Day was just a great day for me yesterday.
Did you play some cornhole yesterday?
Well, yes, I did, and since you mention it, my youngest son is the only one that'll play with me, and I've usually just whip up on him like something fierce. The last time we played, it was a little closer, and yesterday we played 5 games, and I barely managed, or 7 games, I'm sorry. He was actually ahead 3-2, but I managed to win the last 2 and beat him 4-3. He's gotten better, I've gotten worse, but I think
He's probably practicing a little
well,
more.
no, not really. I'm just, what's that song say? I ain't what I used to be.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
But I'm not as good once as I once was.
Wish I would sing that.
So, but anyway, it's a good day. I want to take away from your all we're doing in Mount Juliet. You got a great thing going there.
Well, we do, and we keep talking about inventory, but inventory keeps climbing a little bit. You know, we're up to a little over 170 new vehicles now on the ground, and you know, about 160 pre-owned vehicles. So got a lot of selection. We've got a lot of people shopping. Of course, it's vacation time. People, you know, summer months are just always really good months, Coleman.
Well, one of the things about it, of course, if you're going on a vacation, you're going any distance at all, you want to make sure you're going to be able to get there and get back. And a lot of times it's you either need to get some work done on a car, or you need to maybe just get another one. And a lot of times it makes more sense to get another one.
That's right. Well, and get there comfortably, Coleman.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people's family from one year to the next has grown. Or sometimes they didn't go on vacation last year, and maybe it's been 2 or 3 years, and could have grown by more than one in that period of time, and so the vehicle's just not as comfortable to travel a long distance as what it once was. So sometimes it's just time to get a little larger vehicle.
Well, there can be a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons.
That's right.
Sometimes you've just worn the wheels off of one.
Yeah, that's true. You're not saying you resemble that, do you?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm getting close.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be looking at you one of these days.
Okay, all right.
600 Pleasant Grove Road in Mount Juliet. We jokingly, but correctly, refer to that as the easy side of Mount Juliet. Traffic-wise, it is.
It is. It's easier to get to when you get off the interstate. It's just naturally easier to if you're coming, going toward Nashville, turn right there, and it's a pretty short jaunt. So,
it is, and right over there by Walmart and Academy Sports, and
yep.
You've got a good thing going there. Been there how many years now?
Well, we moved in February of 17, Coleman. It's a little over 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really good for us. Mount Juliet has, and Lebanon treated us really good. Mount Juliet has treated us really good down there. And we just in Lebanon had just outgrown our facility and our ability to grow here, if you will, because there wasn't really any land around us to be able to grow. But we have continued to grow down there, and it's been really good for us.
Mount Juliet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and we've talked about all 4 of those. You do sell more Jeeps and Rams.
Yep.
But you've got the Chryslers and Dodges, and they're good cars, too.
They're all good cars, Coleman. It's, your Jeep and Ram, certainly that's what we sell more of. The Ram truck, there's really not another truck, on the road like it. And I would encourage people just to come by and drive one. Even if you're not even thinking about buying a vehicle, come by and just sit in one, drive one, see what you think about it, because they really are very impressive. And the Jeep products, they've been around for a long time. The Wrangler and the Grand Cherokee, certainly are icons both in their segments, and the new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer is kind of compete with any luxury vehicle that's out there. So it's really good, Coleman.
I almost forgot.
I wasn't going to let you forget. Mayor's sitting here, huh?
You can see the entire inventory of new and pre-owned cars at MountJulietCDJR.com.
Might even see your neighbor there, Coleman.
Well, you do want to go. That's where so many people start, the website.
Yep.
MountJulietCDJR.com. That CDJR is for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
That's right.
Yeah. And you keep it updated. And
every day.
The price of the car is still there.
It's still posted there,
Yeah.
Coleman. The price of the car is there, and it's updated daily. So when we get something in, it automatically goes there.
And of course, when you sell one, it's got to come off.
It comes off, and
It kind of works both ways.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, you will be open today. Today is a holiday for some people, a national holiday, but
Yep.
you'll open
We will be open
until 7 p.m.
7 p.m. tonight.
Sales department.
That's right.
Okay. Well, have a good one, and hopefully we'll do it again next Monday.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right. Billy Mullinax, again, he is General Manager for Mount Juliet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 600 Pleasant Grove Road in Mount Juliet. 21 before the hour in Lebanon. Let's start over here. Wilson County Mayor Randall Hutto joins us this morning. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning to you, Coleman.
All right,
Happy
got
Father's
a
Day
county
to you.
commission meeting tonight, and you're here to tell us what you've been doing since you were here last time, and maybe a little bit about the meeting and whatever else is on your mind.
Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day to you.
Well, same to you.
Yes, sir.
Hope you had a good day.
Had a good day. Had a chance to go down and visit my oldest, Alex and Rachel and Jack and Logan, their newest one, and went to Brentwood Baptist Church and went to church, went out to eat, so it was a good time there. And then my other ones, Brett and Maddie, had us over to their house and had supper last night, and Jack and Megan and Hutton came, and so we had a good time. It was a good Father's Day all the way around.
Well, it sounds like they took care of you eating-wise.
They did. I am full. I won't eat for a week, but it was good. It is a holiday, as you said, and for us, and so the county commission chose to not change the commission meeting tonight. It will start with some committee meetings around 5:30 on the budget committee meeting there, but really 6 o'clock is a public hearing for the budget tonight, and that is the reason they didn't put off that meeting tonight. That because of the budget process, and the budget hopefully will be presented to them tonight at 7 o'clock, and if it passes, then it'll give Aaron time to get everything done and to get to the comptroller before the 30th, which is a good thing, and so we pass our budget on time.
Let me interrupt just a second.
Yes,
I was looking at the calendar here. This is the 19th. This
Yes,
is
sir.
the holiday will always be on the 19th. Though
Yes,
it's
sir.
only every once in a while it's going to be on a Monday and affected. So you won't have this problem to worry about for several years.
No, and I think going forward too, of course, they wouldn't do it on that night. We would plan a different route.
right.
But it was just passed, through
Right,
the
yeah.
legislature here recently, and so Tennessee, I think, was a 22nd state out of 50 to make it a federally paid holiday, and so definitely close the offices. But that's why that happened this year. But like you said, going forward, we will be able to make better arrangements and not have to do that. Just to say we had complications tonight, had to post a meeting. It could push us to where we couldn't get it done by the 30th, and that's why they chose to do that. But all in all, it's been a good process. I appreciate the budget committee members, Mr. Marlowe and Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones and Ms. Weathers, and their work there, as well as all the department heads working together to make the budget come together. That is always a positive thing. It's been a busy week, a busy month since I've been here, as we talked about before, but I will try to cover some things really quickly. Met with Matt Greasy, and with the upcoming race, we've met a couple of times, and so that's coming up this coming weekend. Friday night's a truck race at 7, and Saturday at 2:30 is the Xfinity race, and then they moved the Sunday race to nighttime. Thought it'd be a little better, cooler for that matter. So
And national TV, I think, too.
yeah, and so it's going to be a big deal there, and hope people get a chance to go out and enjoy that. Met with Marla Rye. She's with the North Middle Tennessee Workforce Board, and she has what I used to work for, was a student at one time in this program, but underprivileged kids could go to work, 14-year-old to 24-year-old, $15 per hour. And they put them to work in a job site. In other words, like you guys and Susie out here maybe could work somebody out here and have them doing some stuff. They would learn some different skills and stuff, but have an interest in that. Any of our people that are listening, please give us a call at the office and we can direct you to where that's going to happen at.
Okay.
Had a chance to honor Miss Mary as a hometown hero, Mary Harris, which was a good thing. Did some more meetings with our Judicial Center that we're building. They've met with all the departments now and all the judges and talked about the interior space that they've got. We figured out where they were going to be at as far as the floors go, what floor. Now they've done that. And so the next thing we'll do is we'll have a joint meeting with Public Works, judicial, and law enforcement and get them to approve the judicial center if they choose to do so. If they do that, then the architect will draw all the plans out and we'll put it out to bid. That part has been paid for already, so it's not a process of approving funds. It's just we want to make sure that those commissioners know what we're building, happy with what we're building. We've got everybody so far to sign off on those as far as our judges goes and our clerks, and so excited about the process and the way that's been going. Met with a hospital that they have moved some of the operations that they had at the old McFarland campus over to the new campus and talked about the future of that. Met with the superintendent and had a chance to go over their budget for the upcoming year, and congratulations to him for being, Jeff Luttrell, for being superintendent of the year, which is in 23. And you go back and look about it, I think, again, it's a good win for Wilson County as well when that happens. And, Donna Wright was named that in 16 and in 20. So, 3 times in the last few years here, which is, I think, says a good thing for our education system overall. Had a meeting with Mark Ezel from the Commissioner of Tourism here and from the governor's office, which really bragged about definitely our hotel motel tax has been increasing here and things that were going on here in the county. So he kind of praised us for that, which was a good thing. Attended the Recon Convention for recruitment of companies coming here. Over the last month, went to Barbara Hallam's retirement party, which a longtime friend of mine, and we also did a graduation at the Glade Church for the 16 WEMA candidates. They opened that up to the regular citizens, anybody that wanted to apply to become an EMT or a firefighter, and they put them through a long process, 8-week training that they went through that WEMA put on, and so I had a graduation for them at the Glade Church. Really was an outstanding ceremony for those folks, and really was honored to be a part of that. But that was a good thing.
No doubt they're kind of put through the ringer with all that training in an intense hurry up situation, and to make it through that to get a little recognition, that's good.
And they started from scratch. This is not somebody that already had a paramedic license or an EMT license or what. So that was a good thing. Had a chance to be a part of the dedication of the bridge with the Claude Baskin Bridge out on Poplar Hill.
Yeah.
Journeys opened up a retail store there in Mountain View. It was a part of that. Casa Reverse Drawing. I think I saw you at that one.
Yeah.
Barbecue Country did a large event this last month out at the Expo. And of course, that's kind of a country music, country television show that exemplifies our barbecue. Went to the Phoenix Ball by way of Vanderbilt Hospital. I appreciate them allowing me to go. And Symphony on the Lawn at Cumberland was really good. The first time I had attended that, but I encourage anybody to go to that. It was really a great event. We had a Veterans Day celebration there on the campus that Sabrina C. put on for the women that are in the military service, and a lot of services that were brought there for people to go take a part of. Got a chance to do the State of the County to a group called BOMA. It was at the it was at the Gaylord Springhouse Golf Club in Nashville. But again, always honored when somebody outside the county wants to know what we're doing on the inside of Wilson County. So that was a good thing. Juneteenth celebration, spoke at that on Saturday at Market Street for Miss Harris, and attended Johnny Payton's tribute Saturday night at Winfrey Bryant Middle School. So that was a good thing as well to honor her.
You've been busy.
It's been a busy month, yes, sir.
Time for us to take a break. County Mayor Randall Hutto and I will continue after this on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And now let's check back in with Commander Chuck and on-time traffic, find out how we're doing out there on the roadways. Traffic is brought to you by Absolute Kubota, where premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. Located at 1506 West Main Street in Lebanon, and you can call them at 615-449-6171. Here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. There's been a couple of minor accidents out here in the last hour or so. Traffic still looks good coming through Mount Juliet on I-40 westbound, leaving Wilson County, headed towards Hermitage. Now, there's a crash in the 900 block of Lebanon Pike. They're trying to move it over to the side. 65 still clear down through Robertson County as you head down into Millersville. Hey, it's time to call Crest Pest Control. They do way more than the average pest control company here in Middle Tennessee. Check them out at crestpestcontrol.net. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup features performance-matched attachments to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months. Now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/offers for full disclaimer.
Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, our final segment here for a Monday morning. County Mayor Randall Hutto is here. You telling me that you've got to leave, so we won't have time to do our usual 5 minutes of conversation or something. And I want to leave because, and I haven't mentioned this earlier, have a grandson and his bride, I could say. They haven't been married a year yet, I think. Cole, Andrew, Walker, and Brooke spent the night with us. They've been to Hilton Head.
Yeah.
On a vacation and going back home to Indiana and stopped to spend the night with us. So that made Father's Day even more complete.
Get home and get a good breakfast. When you get to. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All
Pick
right.
it up where you left off.
I'll rush up and finish up here then. Tonight, Commissioner Bowman will have the prayer and pledge. Commissioner Costley will honor the West Wilson Middle School softball team in a resolution, as well as the Green Hill High School softball team. Commissioner Chandler and also Hobbs will honor the Rehab 23 group, that group that goes out and takes care of our firefighters when they're actively involved in a fire. We have 2 public hearings tonight. One would be Susan Gibson on the property of 724 Bradshaw Road, asking to change that 17.78 acres from A1 residential to R1. And then Shelley Cole, representing the Jams Investment Group, to rezone some property at 5760 Highway 109 North from C3 Highway Commercial to C2 General Commercial, and that's 1.78 acres on that particular property. We will, Miss Nancy Gateline will be reinstated to the Glayville Utility District. I just have to read that into the minutes tonight. They normally recommend that person on that one. And then it'll be the commission's job to elect 2 members to serve a 3-year term on the Wilson County Library Board, which is Miss Sue Ann Bone and Miss Vaughn Barr would be asked to serve in those, or recommended them to serve. We will have a few resolutions tonight. The first one will be to rescind the terms of the resolutions 14-8-13, which was simply a resolution we put back in place when we first started the pay plan. And at that particular time, we wanted to put employees first. And so therefore we said if we have enough growth money, in other words, so 3.5% growth money or better, that we would take right off the top money out for our employees, a 1.5% increase to give to them right off the top, and then a 5% to go in the insurance fund. And that way, because used to what we'd have, we'd give our money away, and then we say, well, we won't do anything for employees. And they said, well, we got to raise taxes for that. Yes, sir. Well, now we don't want to do that. And so they always got put last. We put them first on this one. This year, the commission has adopted the pay plan system so that everybody's on a step system. So that would do away with this resolution, and they will adopt a step plan, which will take care of employees going forward. The commission can always do more, but there'll be a step increase there to take care of those. So that is a good, again, another good process of what we've done for our employees as far as taking care of them and trying to keep up with the people around us. There will be a line item transfer for the Board of Education. Wilson County Board of Education. We always have to do lease agreements now in front of the County Commission and get those approved. So we will have a lease agreement from Drug Court. There will be some appropriation from the General Fund to the Veteran Service Officers Office and also the PEG Channel. There will be appropriations into the various line items for things that just kind of had to be shored up that happens over time. And so Aaron puts all those kind of on one appropriation budget resolution. The appropriations also to WEMA will be one, a lot of them transfer in planning, one in the library, one in the sanitation fund, going from their general fund to the landfill for some stuff, one in the general fund to the county mayor's office for an employee issue there. The tax rate resolution, which will be 1.9089. So tax rate will be set at the same tax rate that it was last year. And then the approval of the 23-24 budget. and then a line item transfer in circuit court. And that will hopefully round out the night. It will be still a pretty long process in the fact that you start out at 5 o'clock with some committee meetings, 6 o'clock with a public hearing. But all in all, that'll be on the agenda for tonight.
Now, will this be the first reading?
No, so in the county commission, which is different than the city, we have a committee process that everything has to go through. So it starts out with all of the departments meeting with their department heads, and then they meet with the individual committees that approve the status quo budget, which then goes to the budget committee and then recommended to the county commission. So it's been through several meetings already. So we only have one reading for that.
Okay, is there any reason to think that there's much opposition? Would you predict this is going to pass with flying colors tonight?
Well, I never know for sure on that, but of course, the process that we go through is an extensive process, and so we have, once we sit down and have the budget meetings with all the department heads, and they come and they present their needs list to the budget committee over a 2-night span. Once that happens, then the budget committee will take the process there, which Mr. Marlowe kind of takes a lead on that, and we will decide, okay, how much growth money do we have? Growth money being money where new properties have been put on the books, so we'll have new property tax revenue coming in. And so then we'll take those needs and match those with the growth money. If there's anything extra on there that needs a tax increase, that's when that would be considered at that time. But they spend the growth money that way, granting the needs of all the money that they can to the people, to the department heads. So that process kind of getting taken care of. Then the Board of Education comes over, and we spend one night with them as they explain their budget. And they have 4 different budgets, really, that they explain to us. And then once we go through that, then it goes back to the county commission for the budget committee for final approval there. Then Aaron puts it out, and so everybody now is looking at the budget. Most everybody these days come to our committee meetings, but for any of them that didn't come, we get to look at that budget over the last week, see if there's anything they want to change, and then that could be brought up on the floor. But so far, with not a tax increase involved and it being through the process it's been through, I think it's a very clean, clear budget.
Are you pleased with this?
Yes, sir. We are. I was happy with the school system. They asked us for an extra 5% raise for teachers, but they gave a 5% raise for teachers. Actually, they spent $5 million on their teachers. They spent $4.5 million on the classified staff, giving them a raise as well. And they also put $5 million into their insurance fund. So that was a good thing. They got about $31 million this year through the extra TISA money that came to Wilson County because of the growth that we've had here. So that's a positive thing. And Director Luttrell and the school board did, I think, an outstanding job of putting the money where they wanted to go. They did send us some ideas about needing a school out in the double log cabin, and we're ready for that. They'll come to us in August, I think. And then the next school will probably be somewhere in the Glade, which we've already bought property on. So I feel good about that part. And then I feel good about, the sheriff and Weema both asked for more than what they got, but they both were willing to compromise and help us so we could stay within the means of our budget, the growth money we had. So thanks to Sheriff Brian and Joey Cooper for also coming off of things that they needed to make the budget balance. So I think that's a positive thing as well. The rest of our departments are always good about not overspending and turning back money. That always helps us as well. Our fund balance continued to grow this year some, which is a good thing for us on the bond rating wise. So all in all, I did feel good about all the work that everybody put in.
So, and you do have money involved in this for employee raises?
Yes, sir.
It's pretty much across the board thing?
It is across the board thing. And what will happen on this one now is that since they're going to adopt a go-to a step system, everybody across the board will get a 2% increase, and then they'll be slid into a particular category. And so they'll get a little bit of bump when they go into that. But now that puts everybody into a particular category, and it also gives us a starting wage for somebody we're recruiting for year 1. But then that person that's year 20 has a different wage for that, which is good for their experience. We didn't cut out their longevity either. One thing that was always concerning for some as well was the part that once you get to year 20 and you go to year 20 to 21, the step stops. And so those people say, well, I don't get anything. But really, so what we're doing there is they will get exactly what a step was worth. We won't add it to their base salary because, you could have somebody that would stay in office for 40 years. Let's say Sarah stayed there for 40 years, and if we gave her that increase on her base salary for 40 years, she would maybe make more than the trustee's making. So you have to top them out there, but they will get a step, whatever that, in a bonus check that comes to them. So that kind of takes care of them. And so yes, I think this is a great thing for our employees. We're at the 60 percentile now instead of the 50 percentile as far as market goes. We started this out 9 years ago, I guess, and then every 3 years we had done a reevaluation. And this is a third year on that one, actually the 10th year one, if you really want to narrow it down to that. And we realized we probably need to look at that every 2 years instead of every 3 years because we're getting further behind when we go to the 3-year mark as far as comparing our salaries with the people around us because of the way the market has been lately. So that will also happen. So we'll have a 2 years after this. We will reevaluate our salaries, but everybody will get that automatic step, and that's a positive thing.
Well, I would think that the county employees, is going to really appreciate this. That you are really looking at what's good for them and to help retain. You don't want a wholesale leaving. That's one of the worst things that can happen. Got all these people trading, and if they all go off somewhere, it's like starting over again.
It is, and we work hard at that. I know the school system does as well, as trying to, because you do want to retain and obtain the best people, and we have good employees, and we believe they are worthy and they need to be paid equitable. We don't want to be above. We don't have to be above everybody else, because somebody's got to be at the top. But we definitely want to be in the mix where people say, I can't afford to leave here and drive to go somewhere else to work, because we want the best. You want the best selling tags to you. You want the best in the back of the ambulance. You want the best taking care of the prisoners. I mean, you want good people there, and you only get what you pay for, as we all know in this world.
County Mayor Randall Huddill, thanks so much. We'll see you next month. Have a good one.
You do.
And that's it for a Monday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.